I can't seem to explain an unexplained mystery in neuroscience now. How and why so many intelligent humans, people and folks, choose to study behavior at an empty stadium with the sports team playing a game. Participants in a game watched by neuroscience observers, documenting behavior they see and hear, feel, with no audience, no crowd, no cheers and screams. And other neuroscientists who talk about mind, and more specifically, mind and optimization, there's in some sense more, unfortunately, who are willing to enter medicine and health, continuing processes in a system of psychology and psychiatry making them stronger and stronger, more resilient. No matter what neuroscience textbooks explain about consciousness. Consciousness has been disregarded by neuroscientists. And scientists have similarly ignored and eliminated consciousness as a mystery, requiring them to discover more about the cosmic outer space and galaxies and universes, theories and mathematics and equations. Using quantum, light and sound, satellites, engineering and technology to talk about what they're not explaining. As unfortunately, and worst of all, probably the easiest part of all medicine and health now. But completely disregarded as a conspiracy theory. Saying the consciousness I'm talking about with finding food and energy and involving sleep and time are wacky, bizarre, and probably described at the University of Washington Medical College as delusional. Now, a neuroscience unexplained, unsolved mystery has less to do with consciousness and about those who enter medicine and health less concerned about problems such as consciousness and more focused and concentrated on careers and publications, similar to faculty tenure in universities and colleges. Professors who are so dedicated to being a faculty, they rarely risk their prestige, their professional doctorate, their certification as an associate professor, and do what other professors do and other researchers do and other speakers do and other intelligent people and folks and humans do. They keep following one another. Neuroscientists keep following one another, and medicine and health overall has protocols and procedures, etiquette and ethics, and requirements for healing and making humans well again now. Health and medicine overall benefits humans. Where the problem happens in their system has to do with the lack of awareness. Racism at Seattle Children's Hospital, as but one example now, has to do with dominance. And when there's dominance, there's little to no awareness for anyone else other than who's the biggest, strongest, most intelligent, genius, brilliant, and professionally accredited, serving doctor, surgeon, nurse, practitioner, psychiatrist. And when health has dominance and less awareness, then world also suffers. And those who should be sharing awareness are themselves contained and limited with what they can accomplish now. And what the world has remaining after those participants in a civilization have been disregarded, minimized, and limited are elders and community leaders and political activists and theorists and philosophers and geniuses. Elon Musk, as an example, talking about consciousness as a psychedelic, multi-dimensional mystery that science needs to solve with the universe and galaxy to fully explain the benefits and possibilities of a word he uses in a conversation about rockets and self-driving cars now. There's plenty of people who talk about consciousness who don't study neurology and neuroscience and mathematics and have goals of going to pediatric medical school to help children understand their consciousness different than stimulation explanations provided now, and emotional behavioral limits included in those discussions now. There's plenty of philosophy about consciousness, all beneficial. But what starts to be a conspiracy theory has to do with an essential and necessary beginning, explaining consciousness here on Earth, an object in outer space, now with climate change included. Not as some psychedelic hallucination, not necessarily irrelevant. However, only a small possibility with what consciousness can achieve and what consciousness can inspire and motivate, not only in those elderly, aging humans, but those energetic and young, vibrant children and teenagers who wouldn't need the marijuana, psychedelics, but who would demand, request, and ask for those food sources to make them see brighter and more lucid and more vivid. Cleaner water to not have an upset stomach and diarrhea. Lunches with foods giving energy instead of snacks as a stimulation reward for learning now. Substances to help the brain think and have thought. The eyes to see more clearly. Having better awareness. And then overall, senses, hearing, feeling, tasting, sweeter, tastier, more beautiful, calm and relaxed. And then later, adults, when those conditions are correct and time has been respected,